What's up guys, how you guys doing? I just wanted to hop back on YouTube, just to talk about my trading in the month of August and kind of go over a variety of factors, including, some of my mistakes, some of the lessons I learned, some of the strategies I'm refining and trying to tune. And so, yeah, as you guys can see by the title of this video, for the month of August, I've only lost 2 days, which is by far the best kind of winning percentage record that I've ever traded in my entire career. So definitely was a memorable and life-shifting month for sure. So yeah, let's just talk about my strategy first. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this in previous videos, but I primarily trade technically, without any news or fundamentals. I go strictly based off of technicals, so I like to trade based off the price action and volume, along with supply and demand zones and levels. So it will be a candle bar analysis and a zone to zone system. And with those two combined, I would like to say I put the odds in my favor, although the market is very uncertain and you never know which trade will go and which trade will fail. All you can do is, execute when the trade is given to you, when the market presents an opportunity, and let the odds work in your favor. For most of the time I'm scalping, especially with this month. As you guys can see, I'm wearing my figs. So I just started out with my new nursing job. I'm a new grad nurse, and so we're starting with orientation. And so this month has been pretty hectic, just trying to balance trading and my new nursing job. So I haven't really had too much time on the computer to trade throughout the whole time that the market's open. So I've primarily just been trading, especially the latter half of the month. But usually when I'm scalping, I try to look for at least 2 to 3 legs on a 5-minute chart. So I think that's primarily the reason why my winning percentage has been so high, because I'm taking my profits after 2 or 3 legs of the favorite trade. That is a blessing, but it's also a curse, and I'll tell you why. Because although the winning percentage is high, my risk reward isn't optimal with that kind of trading. When I'm scalping, it's usually anywhere from a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, and ideally you would want it anywhere from 2 plus or 3 ideally. So I think the lesson to learn from this month is, when I'm able to identify a with trend play, which means the stock is going, usually riding the 9 and 21 EMA, and looks like it's just gonna kind of trend, with the overall momentum throughout the trading day, to the market close. I think those are the days where I really have to, take advantage and put the house's money on the line. Also put some more risk on and simply just let the trade ride out. And I've had many days in this month where I've seen opportunities like that, but I simply couldn't, because I either had to go to the orientation or I just took profits too early, didn't hold runners. And so that's probably the biggest thing that I can work on in this upcoming month of September. I do want to size up now that I've seen considerable amount of profitability and consistency in the month of July and August, but I won't be sizing up too high. I do want to see more consistency, and just want to prove to myself that I can be disciplined for a longer period of time. I took a break from trading from March to June, and that was because I had to study for the NCLEX, thankfully, which I passed on my first try. And so when I came back on July, I was definitely having my size way lower and my risk way lower, and just trying to find consistency. And so July and August have thankfully proven to be profitable for me, and so I just want to see continued success with my strategy before I size up too much. So yeah, my strategy is sound, but my risk management can also be managed a little bit better. I mean, at the end of the day, risk management is the only thing that really matters in trading, because you can have all of these green days, but one loss can really wipe you out if you don't know how to manage your risks. So that's something that's a daily work in progress, and something that I'll always be probably working on for the rest of my life or the rest of my trading career. So yeah, the biggest thing that I can probably work on and most practically work on in this upcoming month for September is to hold my runners, hold my position throughout the rest of the day, until the market closes or until I see, a considerable amount of weakness or a trend line break of the momentum trade that's, just either riding up or riding down. I really have to take advantage of those days because those are the days where I can really see a huge risk to reward setup where I'd be getting anywhere from 5 to 10 hour trades. So that's primarily kind of my focus, for the upcoming future. I love the way I trade, I love the way I scalp, but I do have to be able to discern and analyze if that day will present to me a day that'll just consistently go in the current direction. So that's that. I do want to bring up another just thing I've seen circulating around the trading community, and that's this book called The Atomic Habits. I'm pretty sure every single person who's been trading, or just any person in general who's always open to self-improving and working on themselves, has probably read this book. And it basically preaches about the compounding effect of getting better every day by 1%. And it also talks about the science of what it takes to build a habit, such as your cue, your craving, your response, and your reward. Those are kind of the 4 stages of habit. And over time, that's kind of what you need to work on and what you need to focus on in order to build a habit. And so, it says, if you're getting 1% better every day, and you put that to the power of 365 days, that's a 37.78% in terms of how much you can improve in that particular skill or habit in a given year. Whereas if you're getting 1% worse every day and you put that to the power of 365 days, you're basically declining and stagnating at a rate of 0.03. And of course there's a lot of truth to that. Everything in that book is definitely well studied, well thought out, and well written. It also talks about the different ways where you can make a certain habit more easier and just more efficient in terms of how to follow it and keep them. But in my opinion, especially in trading, it gets way deeper than habits, because you can have the discipline to hold certain habits, but if the habits themselves aren't particularly beneficial, then you're kind of just wasting your time. And it's not really about the habits. The habits don't really hold the true weight and significance of the problem. I think it's really about our intentions and our philosophies, how we view life, how we see things, the lens in which we see our life and our actions. Because with the wrong habits, ultimately you're bound to never reaching your goals. And it's like viewing your goals through a tinted broken glass, that alternates your reality and your perception. The broken glass is obviously being your bad habits that you may delusionally think are beneficial to you. So the question remains, how do we get our habits in alignment with our goals? For sure, 100%, with no delusion. As I mentioned earlier, philosophy, particularly with a stoic approach, is really what I've been focusing and meditating on, and it's really what I believe is a thing that holds true significance. Because the way we understand and choose to view our life is ultimately the biggest perspective we can widen out from and dive deep into. Philosophy encompasses everything in life, and it's the biggest frame of perspective. If you think about it, habits only encompass a small portion of our life. It's important and it's significant, but it's still a small frame. With the wrong habits, you can find yourself driving the wrong, busted up vehicle on your road to achieving your goals. On the other hand, with the right frame that philosophy brings to you, this is a way of life that one cannot deny, delusionalize, or misinterpret. It's innate, intuitive, simple, but not easy. It's firm, but fluid. Just like how our world forms a single body, but comprising many bodies. Like how our fate forms a single purpose, but also comprising many purposes. And with this kind of approach to trading, but also life, I've personally just seen the best kind of change and objective improvement in my life. Stoicism is all about looking internally and being unfazed by the external. All we can really do is choose to control what we can control and just constantly try to improve our decisions, our executions, our actions, our feelings and emotions. What you have to view life through is by your results. If you're not making money, there's a problem with, the way you're going about life. and I'm not saying, you know, the goal of life is to make money, but if your goal is to increase your income to some kind of scale and level, and you know, the system in which you're acting upon isn't bringing you the results, you have to take a look at that and take a deeper dive into, you know, what's working and what's not. You know, you can't just, you know, deny the facts of the situation. And so by looking internally and choosing to fixate on what you can improve and setting the standard as to your results and what you're aiming for, I think it's just a never-ending cycle upon which you fail and then you improve and then you set bigger goals, and it's a constant cycle and loop within all that. But once I've implemented philosophy on a bigger scale, just love for learning and knowledge and rationality, it's given me a lot more peace, not to mention profits. And yeah, I mean, we're, as humans, we're always changing, and I may be on a, you know, totally different kind of worldview, you know, a decade from now, as I've definitely been on a different worldview a decade prior to now. But all we can do is just look at the results and try to constantly improve ourselves, right? So that's pretty much the video. I didn't mean to get too deep into my particular philosophies or whatnot, but yeah, I think it absolutely holds, you know, a crucial component of why I've been able to see somewhat of a success in my trading. And yeah, the strategy is important, but I think the philosophy is also equally as important. And so just wanted to talk about, you know, the month of August and what I've kind of been going through, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video.